11 seconds. Doesn't feel like a long time. But time just feels different when you run a marathon.
Empty the tank!
Last year, I ran 3 hours and 10 seconds. I've been training for 16 weeks with the help of my runner plan to try and break the 3 hour mark. Well, now the time has finally come to see if I can do it. So today we're up at the crack of dawn to catch our flight to Berlin. We met some amazing TRC fans on the journey, as well as other people who were travelling here for the marathon. And we then checked into our hotel and went straight out for lunch because I'm in full Operation Carb Load and I couldn't get on a plane without getting a cookie in the airport. We're now heading to the expo to collect my race back, and this, for me, is when it starts to get real. My race wristband, they stapled it on. It's like specially fitted. It's like a friendship bracelet for me in the marathon. I'm quite guilty of blocking out nerves and emotions until just before a marathon, but I do often get a bit worried in training when I'm running at a similar pace to my target pace and knowing that I'm going to have to sustain that for such a long distance. So heading out on a ShakeOut run is a really good way for me to take my mind off things and also explore the city, get immersed in the culture and just get really excited to be able to get ready for race day. So I'm 2 days out from the marathon and I'm doing my ShakeOut run, which I'm going to aim for between kind of 3 and 6 kilometres, but a nice easy pace. And I'm actually at near the start line of where the race is going to be at the weekend, so this is so exciting! Got my pal with me for the run. I think what I found most useful about this training block is the fact that my runner plan has let me go really hard and really pushed me in those harder training sessions, but then also allowed me the adaptability to be able to run with friends and have the social side of it, which I've really enjoyed. And I think I've found quite a nice balance this time of really enjoying my sessions, but then also keeping up the social side and putting myself first in training. I think one of the hardest things for me in training is that I really struggle with my confidence, and I can't lie, like in this training block there has been times where my confidence has been so low and it's been a really hard training session, or I haven't hit those paces I really wanted to hit. And what's really brought me up from that is chatting to people about it, talking to people that have more experience or that have just been in the same situation as me, and letting them kind of boost my confidence again. And in doing that, I kind of went into the Running Channel office and said, I'm struggling, and I spoke to the runner team and said, I'm struggling. So the solution to that, which actually really helped, was going out and doing a half marathon PB attempt, and I smashed it. If I do say so myself. I went and got a PB in my half marathon, and I think that just gave me the confidence to then think, well, training's getting better than I thought, and when I do taper, my legs are going to be so much fresher, and I think I'll be in so much stronger position than I thought I was. I just need to not let those negative thoughts get inside my head, because that's what holds me back. But on the other hand, I try and go into a challenge like this with an open mind. The day before the marathon, I'm going to start visualising that sprint finish and how amazing it will feel to cross the finish line with a time that I've been working so incredibly hard towards. Right, I've just finished my ShakeOut run, so I'm heading back to the hotel. But that is what I love about doing races abroad, is the fact that you can just explore a new city and have a little run around and just try out new things. But it does obviously mean that I take about 1,000 selfies on the way, so how much of running I actually do, I couldn't tell you. And before I head back, I couldn't resist getting a few cheeky pastries. I mean, you can't not, can you? But I'm so excited because the rest of the team's going to arrive tonight, and then we're going to have a lovely meal all together and just try and relax, put my feet up and get myself mentally prepared for race day. It's race day! On the morning of the marathon, I like to wake up super early, so I'll have a couple of hours before leaving to have my first coffee, my porridge and electrolytes, and also, really importantly, to do my hair in a way that won't be annoying in the race. And I like to do this in a couple of days leading up to the race to be able to get me a mini routine. Should we do this?
Feeling confident?
No?
Yes, you are.
Yes? Taylor's got everything. Okay, you've got my gels, you've got my water,
Right here.
got a camera. You're gonna get me to run really fast.
3 hours.
Okay, under 3 hours.
2:59.
If I get over 3
Very
hours,
important.
I'm gonna be very sad. A friend of mine asked me if I had any fears coming into this race, and well, although I'm smiling from ear to ear at the start of the race, like anyone else, I have so many fears. But my main fear is a fear of failing. I feel like so many people back me in my training and my races, and they must get so fed up when I'm always chasing the next goal, but they still support me endlessly through it anyway. I get so much energy from those who have run with me, either for a chatty, easy run, or those harder sessions when I felt like I couldn't do it, which has helped me more than they will ever know.
5, 4, 3, 2.
I need a wee again already!
Let's go from there. Yeah. And we're off!
I have always set off too fast in a race. So before I started, Taylor was saying, you always want the first kilometre be your slowest kilometre. 4:20, we're doing it.
Don't look.
Okay, no, not looking. This is the first time I've ever done it, but I turned off the auto lap on my watch and I just completely put all my trust into Taylor.
So obviously the average for a 3 hour is 4:17. You want to start just below,
Yep.
a little bit slower than your target pace. Warm into it. Have the courage to run your first kilometre as your slowest kilometre.
I don't normally have that courage. The first 5 kilometres went by so fast and I thought, oh, this is quite cool actually. And then the next 5 kilometres went past and I thought, wow, we're flying through this. This is awesome.
Good visualization trick for the marathon. So break it down into 4 10.5 kilometre quarters and to visualize those quarters as a colour. So we've got 4 colours. The first quarter is green. Green means go, but it's a calming colour. You stay nice and relaxed. You've started your big race. You want to keep it nice and calm in the first 10.5k. Our second colour to think of is orange. Orange is starting to get a little bit difficult, but you don't think of orange to make yourself panic, it's just to remind yourself that it's supposed to be a bit difficult. You stay calm in that second quarter as well. The third quarter, our colour is red. Red is war. Red is when you fight. It starts to hurt, but again, it starts to really hurt, I should say. But that's totally normal. By thinking of red, you're reminding yourself, again, it's supposed to be difficult, but you can fight through it. Our final quarter then is yellow. Yellow is for light, meaning there's light at the end of the tunnel. You can see your finish line now. It still hurts, but you're nearing the end. And that's how we visualize the marathon. So Jess, we're still in the first quarter, we're on green.
And then at 15 kilometres, I remember saying to Taylor, this is really close to where I blew up in my last marathon. That's so scary. Like, what if that happens again?
Oh, Jessie!
And 18 kilometres, I don't know what happened, but I got so scared. I just was suddenly like, I can't do this. This is such a fast pace. I can't keep this up. And I don't know how you kind of bring yourself back from that. Your mindset is such a powerful thing. Like, my legs were feeling fine. It was in my head that anything that hurt was kind of like, that's okay, that's meant to happen. But I thought the first half of the marathon was going to be so easy. I thought I'd be like running off 5 and it was going to be so much fun. As soon as I saw people cheering in the crowds, it was the biggest motivation ever. A lot of times I really use other people's energy and other people's motivation to kind of get me through, whereas I started to use my own self-motivation of it in this one, and I thought about all those hard sessions that I've been out there in the rain or early mornings or after work when I haven't wanted to go, and all of those sessions where I didn't want to get there and I did it anyway, and I used that energy and thought, no, dig deep. I got it! I hit it!
Feeling the power of the
Second
mushroom. This is halfway. That's 1:29.40. So if we did exactly that again, we're coming in at 2:59.20.
Yes, we can
Bear
do
in
that.
mind,
Hi!
our strategy is to increase it ever so slightly. Might be moments in this final hour that feel like time is moving incredibly slowly, but overall this hour will be one of the quickest of your life, Jess, I promise you. This is a great start to the last third.
Doesn't feel that great.
That's not supposed to. Months of hard work culminates in this final hour. Come on.
So in the past, I've always thought when I get to 32 kilometres is going to be the really tough bit. But for some reason, my legs were feeling quite good at that point, and I thought, I've got so much energy, I don't even know, I can get so far under 3 now, I've got this in the bag, and I started thinking, like, this is it.
21:14, flying.
I think normally from 32 to 40 kilometres always seems to be the time when the real mental battle starts. I start to struggle to keep my pace, and I can probably fake a smile at people on the sideline, but it's more of a grimace.
This is what 4:10 per kilometre looks like after 2 hours.
This is where you'll probably find me singing to myself under my breath to some interesting music and telling myself that I've been through harder things, so it doesn't really matter how painful my legs feel at this point. This part of the race was seriously tough, but I was getting so many messages of support from my friends and family that I probably wasn't mentally prepared for, but I've never experienced anything like this. It was a pretty special moment, and it gave me the boost I needed when I really needed it the most. And then at 40 kilometres, when I thought I had it, that was when the cramp kicked in. I started then panicking more, and I started thinking, just breathe, because you need more oxygen. You need to like push through this cramp. And that panicked me.
So hold this, keep that cramp at bay. Don't risk the cramp. When you see those gates, we can go for it. This is great.
The race is down to that final couple of kilometres, right? You can lose it or you can get it. And I've always thought, how can people stop when you're so close to the end? And I was so close to stopping at that point. I thought, well, that's it, the race is done. Like, shall I just stop right now because it hurts so bad?
You see the gates?
As I got under the gates, like 400 metres to go, or just before that, the cramp was so bad, and I was always wanting to like bite my hand to like get through the pain.
Come on, Jess. Empty the tank.
And I was thinking to myself, do not let those 11 seconds escape you again.
The finish. Yes, yes!
Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the national anthem.
Yes, yes! You did it! You did it!
I thought I didn't have it! I did it!
Yeah, you did it!
I think if I could say to anyone who wants to train towards whatever your goal might be, is believe that you can, but decide that you will.
I've never had cramp like that before. You know, when it's like the last bit, you think, oh my god, just give it everything you've got. But it's like, well, I haven't got anything left. Oh my god, that was so sad. I don't know why I'm crying right now. That was so, I can't believe I did it though. I'm so all over the place right now. I'm like, I don't know why I'm crying.
That's what's got me through the darkest times ever. Like when I'm getting to the toughest parts of training or my races or anything like that, I literally, it sounds bad, but I draw on any painful thing I've ever been through in the past, and I think, well, I've got through that, I can get through this, and that is the biggest motivation in life, in like running, in anything, is that whatever you decide you want to do, you can do it. And I've trained so hard for this, and I did it, and if I can do it, you can do it too. So just go out there and smash whatever goal you want to set yourself, because you can and you will.